Irsay, which I'll let you take this one. He says, we're the 4th winningest franchise in the league since 2000. That means we're in the upper quartile of winners. We're in the top quartile of that upper quartile. And he said quartile like...
He said, yeah, the upper quartile of the upper quartile of the upper quartile. Okay. Yeah. Okay, since 2000.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. You know who was on that team for 20 fucking years? Peyton Manning. And you know who was on the team directly after? Andrew Luck. But you know where you're not in the upper quartile of the upper quartile of the upper quartile? The last 6 years. He retired in 2018. Where are you there? Because obviously, you zoom out, you can say the Cowboys are the most successful franchise of all time. If you zoom out fucking 40 years, because they won 3 straight Super Bowls in the 90s.
Right.
Well, guess what? When you zoom in, 25 years, they haven't won a playoff game. They've won 1 playoff game, 2 playoff games since 1995.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, they were kind of in it in that game versus the Bills with Phillip Rivers. That was like a game where it was uncomfortable if you're a Buffalo fan, to say the least. But I'll let you take this one again. More Jim Irsay nonsense. Jim Irsay said he's glad that Jeff Saturday doesn't have NFL experience. He thinks modern coaches are cowards for relying on analytics.
Jesus Christ. One of these guys. When has, in the last decade, has somebody who doesn't at least look at the analytics been successful? I'm not saying you need to be an analytics guy. You got to be all numbers, because honestly, some of those analytics guys, Brandon Staley, are kind of idiots. They kind of make bad decisions, like decisions that you would never make if you just thought about it a little bit more. But when has anybody in the last 6 years, 7 years, since analytics have really taken on, has said, I don't like analytics, and has been successful?
You know who's the analytics guy? Sean Payton, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. See, I just named 2 Seans that are analytic guys who have won a Super Bowl, gotten to Super Bowl 1 time for Sean.
Perennial contenders, too.
Perennial contenders. Kyle Shanahan, analytics guy. The only real underperforming one is Brandon Staley. And the only other one that you can kind of point to is Nathaniel Hackett, but I think he's just an idiot. They really just hired Aaron Rodgers' drinking buddy to lure Aaron Rodgers there, and then they didn't get Aaron Rodgers, so that was just a disaster waiting to happen. But overall, I think every modern head coach looks at analytics, but I don't know if that makes you an analytics guy. But no, not every modern head coach is a coward because they rely on analytics. Like, do you see how good the Eagles are? Nick Sirianni is the perfect example of mixing personality, a culture builder, and an analytics guy, and a great play caller. And you can tell how good of a guy he is at developing talent. It's not just that. And you have to understand how analytics work.
Yeah.